I have no idea. Okay. All right. Hi, everybody.
What's up?
Everyone who came out today is awesome. Very different people here. Very different ethnicities, very different beliefs, very different core values, but we all agree one thing, that the administration that's in right now is awful. It's bad for America. It wants to divide us. It wants to make the minorities separate, make the people who are different feel lesser. My name is Patricia, and I'm not afraid to say that on your camera. I moved here about a year and a half ago with my husband. We are both Hispanic. We lived in Phoenix, Arizona, and we got to be there during the time when they could just stop and check a Mexican because you look Mexican. Do you belong here? They didn't have to see your ID. They didn't have to give you a warning. They didn't have to give you a reason why they stopped you. My husband was stopped 5 times because he looks Mexican. We were both born here. And even if you're not born here, everybody who's here has a right to be here. Everyone who's here has a right to exist.
Yeah.
So when people ask why there's a problem, when people ask why we are so angry, because we have been treated horribly by the administration here and by the laws that are in place just to keep us separated, just to keep us down. I came, I met some awesome people. I had a great time, and I'm still having a good time. And when people try to instill fear in us, and we push back, that sends a message. Obviously today, it sent a message. So I'm really happy to be with all of you, and thank you.
All right, hi there, everybody. So I got called on because I'm a veteran, right? So the last fascist I followed was Ronald Reagan. Yeah. That was back when commies were the problem. And I'll tell you, it didn't take too long for me to realize that shining my shoes, pressing my uniforms, everything was designed so I could hit a little target downrange. That target I connected was a human being. At that point, I didn't want to have anything to do with the military. So I did my time and got out. And it's really annoying to me for some reason that these idiots, another fascist bunch of morons, whatever, were planning part of their thing here, man. I'd rather see this place torn down. I'd rather see it torn down because we don't have any more wars. We don't have to build memorials to veterans.
Yeah.
And I sure as hell wouldn't follow another fascist into battle. Drop the mic.
Hi, I'm Tracy. I served in the Navy and never intended, and I read a communist newspaper and they asked me about it same time period. But I want to say something about this place. Where we are was created by the women, and they got together after World War II, and it was about culture and art. Where you are is not about war. They said that the reason they went to war is so we could have our culture, our beauty. And if we didn't remember it, why did we do it? And all the things that they're trying to destroy and divide are everything that this country is. And I'm staring at Abraham Lincoln and I'm thinking, what the hell? It's 2016. 17. I think my brain stopped the morning after. And I've been afraid since. But I know that when we come together, they're more afraid. That's why they're not here. And they're going to continue to not show up in all their little rallies. And we're going to come out bigger and bigger, and we have to. The moment we show fear and we get quiet, we know what happens. I'm proud of everybody here. Keep doing it. Keep up the fight.
This poem is called Again Great America Make. Again refers to nostalgia for a time that never existed, a time when loving husbands beat and raped their wives, a time when strange fruit hung from the trees and the colored drank gratefully from their fountains, when queers and immigrants smiled deference to the superiority of straight white men, purging those insecurities via derision or murder of the other was just the way things go. Again was a time of God-fearing bullies ruling the land with a firm but righteous hand. Again was a time that never existed. Bloodshed and oppression, lynching and violence certainly all occurred, but they were never okay. Again still occurs and is not okay now. Again will continue until we destroy it. Great is a superlative of distinction, a worm twisting in the head of a happy drone, a soldier convinced to kill for another's gain and die for his family's continued peril. Great is an adventure in subjugation, a death squad whose only good deeds were done to clear the field of competition so the largest portion of pillage could go in America's pile. Great is a bouquet of mushroom clouds leveling cities, turning sand to glass, neutron poisoning generations of test subjects foreign and domestic. Great is the bloodiest lie, which we must pound truths into. America holds the world hostage, with stockpiles and drone fleets, omniscient and excessive, a boot for every neck on anyone who dares dream different. America is when the swindle stops working so the swindler picks up a gun and takes what he wants. America kicks the brains out of babies, blows up brides, and bathes in the blood of the greatest genocides in human history. America makes the world safe for democracy, and by democracy we mean compulsory exploitation, we mean chains on wrists and nooses round necks. Make me stop. Make a purge of any who dissent. Make the world into your Playboy's game. Make the right to work and an empire of frats. Make a mess of things. Make a wall, a smoking crater. Make a funny joke. Make a promise. Make the Reich. Make us sick, make us kneel, make us beg. Make a great cleansing fire to expel every degenerate feeling and birth your bloody utopia of sludge to drown us. Make a move, motherfucker. Make us stop you. Make this end.
I'm Igor, and I'm not a member of any organization, and I may say something which, maybe contradicts with something you say, but we hear all because everyone's opinion matters, and that's what we cherish. Okay. Some people here said a lot of harsh things about America, and a lot of them are true, undeniably. But also, America is a kind of unique society, which is, compared to a lot of other places in the world, is a very tolerant and very humane. Because it is true, because I wasn't born here. After you asked with 9mm to your head, dig your own grave, you look at all this a little bit different. I came here because of that's happened to me actually. Okay, now, the problem is that there is a lot of places which is much worse than America. And our beloved president right now is working for one of those places, naming Russia. We're kind of living here in a little bubble, which is very nice, but ask anyone in Ukraine who's a Paul Manafort, and they will tell you that's a guy who helped to organize a bloodshed in 2013. Where during the protests to save the democracy in Ukraine and overthrow the Russian puppet government, about 120 people were killed directly on the streets by some mercenaries hired by a private companies, all orchestrated and advised by a Paul Manafort. Now, Russia intervened and tried to overthrow the legitimate Ukrainian government after that. That war cost 15,000 people so far. That is Russia. That is Mr. Putin, who is a big friend of our president. Before that, Russia started the war in Chechnya. 200,000 civilians were killed. Unfortunately, again, the United States government didn't care much about that because that's somehow hell in the world. Back in the, who knows where this Chechnya? Most of the American people said. Okay, now again, Mr. Putin is a former KGB officer. That is, for anyone who thinks that he could be a nice guy, I'm sorry, that's wrong. That is the same KGB who killed, unknown number of their own Russian citizens. And millions started the war, which just cost them millions of civilians in the world. So please be aware of that right now in the White House we have a Russian puppet, a basically KGB puppet and paid off person. So let's get rid of him.
Yeah.
And only by standing together we can do that.
No Trump! No KKK! No fascist USA!